Today is Wednesday, and today's also my birthday, which is kind of happy for me.
Happy birthday!
I invited my sister Friday to come talk to me on this video. With me growing up and all, we were kind of thinking along the lines of growing up. So the question that we settled upon was, how do you encourage people who are at a different place in life than you are? So either you're ahead of them, or they're ahead of you, or just how does that work out?
I've been thinking about this a lot lately with Wednesday going to college because, I've already been going to college for a whole year. And so my first semester was really rough. And I didn't understand why it was so difficult and why it took me so much time to transition. But now, when I talk to her, she'll tell me things that are hard. And my first instinct is, you'll be fine. I survived this, you can survive it too.
Right, so when I'm like freaking out and they're like, I can't figure this out. Yeah, I think there's a temptation that you'll kind of be like, yeah, I got it through, because like you use that encouraging time as a place to like pump up your own ego.
Yeah, or even just remind yourself how God got you through all those hard times. You're like, I'm sure God will help you with the same thing, don't worry about it.
Right.
Which isn't always encouraging. I mean, it's encouraging to hear about God, but sometimes it will help them more if you're willing to sympathize with them and not just tell them you'll be fine.
So I think sometimes, I guess the outcomes of being encouraged in the wrong way would be either you get really depressed and you're like discouraged because they got it all done and you're like, I'm so lame, I'm still struggling with this.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
you feel like they're just not caring, like they don't understand because they just brush you off.
I definitely know in my life there have been people who would try to encourage me, but because it was hard for them to be sympathetic to me, I would feel like, okay, I'm not really going to talk to them because they don't really want to listen.
One answer to the question of how do you encourage someone would be
listen to answer the question.
Actually, like, let them talk, let them tell you what their problem is. Because a lot of times what you need to know is that someone cares about you, and it's not like it's annoying for you to voice your problems.
Yeah. People don't always want you to solve their problems for you. Them. I don't know the right pronouns. But anyway, people don't always want you to solve their problems. Sometimes they just want someone to listen to them.
My mom has this saying, she says, are you problem solving or trouble talking?
And I'm always pretty much trouble talking.
Yeah. My mom is a really good problem solver.
She is. She's fantastic.
When you have problems,
go to my mom.
Go to her and she can talk you through them. But then when you have troubles, you have to make sure that she's understanding that you don't want her to solve your problems for you. You just want to like tell her what the problems are.
It's amazing how many problems actually get solved just by telling somebody else.
It's kind of like when you go have a math problem, you can't figure it out, and you're like, can you help me with this?
And then you read it aloud.
Yeah, you read it out loud, and you're like, oh, never mind, thanks.
Yay for no more math in my life.
Sometimes it's important to tell people something they already know. Like, you have to take it in the right sense, but I have some friends who, when I'm struggling with something, they'll be like, well, you can trust God, or I'm praying for you, or they actually pray with me. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times, it's a kind of encouragement that I could give myself. Sometimes you still need to be told the truth.
I totally agree. Yeah. Which, on the flip side, for the person who's encouraging somebody else, you don't always have to give them this brand new thought that just came to you from God. Sometimes you can just tell them truths that you know about God or that you know about life that you've experienced before and remind them.
I think it'd be hard from the encourager's standpoint.
Oh, really hard.
Because you're like, I really want to help you.
Well, what do they actually need to hear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think from the standpoint of the person being encouraged, one of the most important things is to know that it's okay. Like, it's okay for them to talk about all the things that are bothering them. Mm-hmm. At least for me, I always feel like I'm guilty. I'm like, oh, I'm burdening you with telling you my problems. Which,
usually people who are listening don't feel that way at all. They're happy to listen. They just don't know what to say. But yeah, creating a good environment for talk.
For the encourager, putting all your attention on the other person and letting them, like, thinking about how you can help them and tell them the truth that they need to hear. Mm-hmm. Not thinking at all about how you're going to talk about how awesome your relationship with God is.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Yeah. Those are our thoughts for you. Have a happy, not too icy Wednesday.
And we'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, pretty much.